Yo, yo, yiggity, yo. It is I, Saderi.
And it's your boy, John.
No, you gotta speak up.
I am speaking up. It could reach. What you talking about?
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Cuddle Talk. How have you been? How is it going? How's life? How's everything? We have been busy little monkeys.
Yeah, it's been... When the last time we recorded?
I don't know, but it's been a while, and we kind of been slacking.
Yeah, because of you.
Yeah, it is my fault, but like...
I'm on episode... What episode I'm on?
If you guys haven't heard John's podcast, Sports, Music, and Biz, you guys should really pay attention.
Sports, Biz, Music.
I'm sorry, it's the other way around. But you guys really should listen to it because it's really good. He has really good guests on it. The last couple of times he's had some really like big music individuals on. So you guys should really take a listen to it. And he's kind of been paying more attention to that than to Cuddle Talk.
Because you plan. You be playing. You be saying this be cool, but then you be tired of something or something.
Yeah, it's been a lot though. But we have time now, and we decided to record and let you guys update. So we're going to update you guys on what's going on, and then we're going to get into our into our discussion, because we've been having a couple discussions, and we wanted to share them with you guys to see if you guys agree with us. So, yeah. What do you have to update the people on?
As far as what?
Your life.
I got fired. Well, I can honestly say that firing was a blessing in disguise, because the week after, well, was it the same week? No, the week after, I just LLC, my marketing company. Of course, I have the other podcasts, but it's a lot of things that's I've been doing a lot lately. So keep y'all continue to keep us in y'all prayers and stuff. I mean, it's all good vibes, but the wedding updates on the wedding. What we did? We got the hotels and all that stuff situated. Of course, we back to school. I think we told people that we was back to school.
Yeah, we're back to school. So if we haven't told you guys, we are officially back in school. I'm getting my specialty in educational leadership, and John is getting his MBA. So we're being pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have started finalizing some things for the wedding. Some of the final things that are missing. So we finally found like a hotel for the guests who are coming in from out of town. And we are finalizing a cake, finally. So we're finally getting to the cake situation. And yeah, we are now 5 months away from the wedding. 5 months. I say 4 because I don't count September, since our wedding is literally the first week of September. So I'm like, I don't count it too much. But wedding planning is stressful, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you are not engaged and you plan on getting engaged, yes, it is the best thing ever, because, you and another person are becoming one. And that's an important thing, to have, when you have someone who you can rely on and you can trust and you can love and who is literally your best friend. It's a great thing to have. But planning a wedding is very stressful. I think one of the biggest arguments we've had has to be with our guest list.
No, not really the guest list. This was just financial overall. I mean, yes, the guest list, because, we trying to fit as much people as possible. We ain't trying to have, like, a big, huge wedding. Like, I told Sadiri the other day, even if we had, like, the biggest bank of the world, like, we are the type of people that we don't want to, invite too many people. We just want to have our family and closest friends and just have something that's, simple and, something like a Thanksgiving dinner or something, or like a cookout type vibe and things like that. Like, we want that close vibe, that family vibe, at a wedding and things like that. But yeah, the most challenging thing has been the finances, because we're budgeting, just writing things down and doing updates with the wedding and the costs. But it's starting to get a little bit easier, day by day by accomplishing different things. Like the day we accomplished the hotels for all our families that's out of town. We have families in in DR, New York, New Jersey, Jacksonville, Atlanta, and in the Carolinas. So, we want to make sure that the ones that's out of town, they have somewhere to stay for the next the few days. But the guest list, we're trying to
figure it out.
And things like that.
I think that's the problem, because you always, we want something small and intimate, but you also want to make sure that you have the people that you genuinely want there. And when you start realizing like who you want to invite, and then your parents start getting involved, and I think for John, it isn't that. Like, John doesn't have to, like, his mom isn't really too like focused on who's in. I mean, your mom is focused, but how am I?
Not really. She not. She just.
She wants it to be even, like even sides of the family, an even amount of the family, and like specific people are.
I want it to be even.
Yeah, I want it to be even too, but like I think we're dealing more with my side of the family. Where it comes to my mom, it's like you're literally like forgetting the fact that you're not paying for much, and that you want to invite all of these people just so that you don't look bad. And I think that. When it comes to a wedding, and that's why I say when it comes to a wedding, you have to be really careful. Like, you want to make sure that your wedding is all about. I always say there's 3 things to think about when it comes to a wedding: who you're inviting to the wedding, what you're serving at the wedding, and are you guys happy with the wedding? If you guys, I had a conversation with my cousin Laura, who we had on a podcast a couple episodes ago. She told me, we had a conversation, she was like, look, whenever you feel like you and John are constantly arguing about a wedding, like, you guys got to make sure that you guys are doing something for you guys and that you guys agree upon it. If you feel like it's too much pressure and that you guys are constantly arguing about it, then you got to rethink your wedding. So I think that's number one. You have to make sure that the wedding is about you guys and not everyone else.
Exactly.
The other thing, too, is like, you got to make sure you're serving some good food and some good alcohol. Okay? Because that makes a wedding. Like, the cake, not too much. We're sweet people, so we really want to make sure that our cake is like really, really good. But when it comes to everything else, like, you want to make sure you got good food, because people are going to come either after work. Well, our wedding is on a Friday, so like, people might be coming. Like, the people who live in Miami might be coming from work, and then they're going to be tired, and it's like.
I recommend them take a day off.
Yeah, you might want to take that Friday off if you're listening and you are from Miami and you're invited to our wedding. You might want to take that day off. But, like, people are going to want to come. Our wedding's at, like, 6 o'clock, and then you have an, 45-minute ceremony at the church, and then it's, like, an hour wait until the reception hall and everything. And so it's, like, you want to make sure that the people have good food, but then you also want to make sure they're having a good time, and liquor kind of comes into that situation. So we always want to do that. We want to make sure that you have good food, good drinks. And what's the other thing I said? So you want to make sure the wedding's about you guys. You have good food, good
that's
drinks.
That's the most ultimate thing. Cause
what's the third thing I said, though? Because I said there was 3 things you have to think about.
Food, drink, having sex with your husband.
That's not
afterwards.
No.
So
I forgot the third thing.
So you can make babies and stuff.
But,
so he could be happy. I mean, I'm already happy, but just to have little mini me's running around, throwing stuff, and like, that's something that I'm looking forward to, But yeah, like, shout out to Laura and them. Like, it's true. Like, the wedding is about us, but we also want to make sure that our family is like, My whole goal from the reception side of it, like the whole wedding side of it, is I want both our families to get to know each other. We all from different cultures, different places, and I feel like both our sides are big. Like, her side is huge, my side is huge. And like, once we officially become one, it's gonna be like ridiculous. Like, it's gonna be like ridiculous, especially when we have our 6 kids. But
4.
6. Well, I deal with 4, but if God says we want you 2 more, that second set of twins or whatever, it's gonna happen. But yeah,
I think that's like, I can't remember the third thing, but I think that those 2 parts are very important when it comes to a wedding. Oh, and who you invite to your wedding. You want to make sure that you invite people to your wedding that are genuinely supportive of your relationship. You don't want people to go to your wedding just because they're family, or just because you don't want someone to look at the wedding and talk shit about your family or talk shit about you. Like, you want to make sure that people are in the wedding, that who are involved and invited to your wedding, who are genuinely caring about you, who really want to see your relationship thrive and are willing to. I've always felt, I heard this one time, and I have agreed with it, because I've been to a couple weddings, and I went to one wedding where they were saying every person in this room has a responsibility to the couple. Whenever the couple is in a struggle, or the couple is having a hard time, or even when they're having good times, in the good and the bad, everyone in that room takes the same vow of supporting the couple. And if you have people in the wedding and they're not there because they've supported your relationship, or if they supported you as a person, then they're not going to support your wedding, and they're just going to be there to talk shit, or they're just going to be there just to see what the whole deal is. And I think that those 3 things are very important. So if you are planning on getting married, or you plan on getting engaged and planning on getting married after that, and you plan on doing a big deal thing like we are, because we were saying it's something simple, but at the end of the day, now that we look at our guest list, and we're looking at like everything that's going on, it's kind of a big deal for us. So if you're thinking of doing like a big deal with a lot of individuals, you want to make sure that you're keeping those 3 things in mind. Who you're inviting, make sure that who you're inviting is genuinely going to be there, and that 5 years from your wedding, you're still going to be talking to them. And that is shout out to my line sister Vega for telling me that. You want to invite people who you're still going to be talking to 5 years from your wedding, 10 years down the line, who will know the name of your children when you have children. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't really care. Like, when it comes to the people talking shit, I don't really care. That's more like motivating me. Like,
that's what I was saying. When it comes to like inviting people to your wedding, you want to make sure you're inviting people like what.
People gonna.
I mean, it happens. The chicken is too dry for some people. The cake was too sweet for others. Someone's always gonna find something wrong in a wedding, and that's perfectly fine. But you want to make sure that the individuals that are present at your wedding are going to be the individuals that 5-10 years down the line you're still talking to. They're still part of your life. They know your kids, or they know what's going on with your life. Not everything that's going on with your life, but like if you moved, they were aware of the fact that you moved, or like they're wishing the best for you. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people who talk shit are gonna, even the people who support you are gonna talk shit sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah. Like, it happens. Oh, the DJ was whack. Like, it happens. You can't please every single person.
And that's my advice for, especially, that when you're about to get married and you're going through the process, just block the noise. Don't. People gonna say something, they gonna criticize. They're going to have their opinions. Just stay in your lane and make sure that you and your significant other, your future husband or wife, are on the same page, and to not really let, people know everything. Like, we both have friends and family and stuff, and like, we'll talk to them, here and there, just for advice and things like that, but don't tell them too much what's going on. Just, certain people you could let them, give like some type of advice, especially the people that's been married for a long time. I always get advice from people that have been married or still married, or, things of that nature. But like, try to keep everything at home, because trust me, it's life is easier when you keep stuff at home, and when you keep it, a little bit quiet. I told y'all earlier I got fired.